Okay, guys, I'm just going through researching my topic. Okay, this was due last week, but just I don't. Some of us just didn't get a grasp of it, and that's okay. So I'm just going to give it another week, just because I want this done to a good standard. So I'm gonna go through. I should have done this last week, and I will be doing this in the future. I'm going to go through the what's involved on this page. Okay, this is a single page. It's not too bad. All you need to do is talk about sources. You do not need to do any research yet. Might only take a small bit of research to fill this in, but you need to look up different websites. Okay, so so again, anything that's in red you need to remove afterwards. So our topic is to invite a guest speaker. So everything we do needs to be influenced by that. So again, we're going to brainstorm a selection of sources. So source is a location of information. So it could be a person, newspaper, TV show, internet website. It could be anything, a brochure. It could be anything. Anything has information. Okay, so that's what a source is. What I've done, guys, I've broken down these sources into 4 sources. So what you have here, guys, is you have online, printed media, and other. Okay, so I'm going to go through each of these. So the page here, again, anything I've read you can remove. So the title should be researching my topic, and now all you need then is them four headings. So those 4 headings. So online sources. An online source is anything on the internet. Okay, so you in this instance you do not say I've looked up this and these and these and these are questions. All you say here is an Irish democracy website such as irishdemocracy.ie will help us to create suitable questions to ask the guest speaker. There's one we could use. You could say the Dáil Twitter page, the Dáil Facebook page will allow us to keep up to date with recent politics. You could say again, the Offaly County Council will allow us to be filled in of what the politicians have done lately, what improvements have been done in locality by who. Again, different online sources. So we're talking sort of Facebook pages, Twitter pages. Now I don't mean go on these and start taking down stuff. I mean, say okay, the Facebook page would be suitable because it'll allow us to pick a politician to invite for a guest speaker, come up with questions, keep up to date. Because again, we need to keep up to date to ask relevant questions, things like that. Okay, so anything online, and you need to give examples like I did there, irishdemocracy.ie. Okay, so you don't need to go saying on irishdemocracy.ie I found and then copy paste just that word. So you need to come up with 3 sources there. That's all it needs. 1 sentence or 3 sentences, I say 1 sentence per bullet point, just saying this would be suitable. This website or this thing would be suitable for this. Okay, so 2 blanks. This is suitable for. Print sources, anything on paper. So magazines, brochures, flyers, posters, bus posters, newspapers, anything like that. Okay, and what you do there is the printed sources. Again, you're going to talk about what. So again, you could say your CSPE book will help us come up with relevant questions because it discusses democracy in huge detail. You could say it will help us discover about Irish democracy, the history of Irish democracy. It will also allow us to help us pick a guest speaker. It allows us to develop questions because there are several different questions throughout the book on democracy, stuff like that. So again, that's the book, the CSPE book. You can talk about newspapers. Again, talk about the Irish Times would be a suitable place to keep up to date as it focuses on the Irish politics. Again, for magazines, brochures, anything like that. Again, you could talk about maybe an Offaly County Council brochure might be helpful. Again, because it'll help us look at the different improvements. All you need to do, the main things you need to talk about is keeping up to date, developing questions, and selecting a guest speaker. If you can think of something else, absolutely add it in. Media source, so TV, radio, YouTube, all this. Again, these will all be for advertising. All for advertising the event. So again, the local radio station CNC FM would be very suitable media source to advertise the event. So again, you could talk about things like RT News Now was a great one for politics. Okay, again, very up to date. You could talk about again the school Twitter for advertising. What else could we say? You could look up. I'm trying to think. Again, different things. What sort of channels? Again, the radio will help us. It could be for advertising. So things like that, you could say maybe let on the television will advertise. I know they won't actually, but let on that they will. Okay. I know the sources again, different people that we could talk to. So again, talk about people in the locality. What do you could go say? You could you could say, oh, I spoke to this person, that person, another person, and look for look. You could pretend you asked that. No, what I would say there is, I asked Mister, and then don't use the first name, Mister. Do they have any questions to? Oh, I will ask. Sorry, this is all in future tense. I will ask local people what questions we want to. What questions we will ask the TD on their behalf. Okay, so something like that. If you have any questions, guys, will you let me know? That should be it broken down right well. Okay, so you have four head. All you should have is research on a topic, those four headings, and three sources under each. Other sources you might be probably be if you have one or two, your floats. Okay, so that's it, guys.